Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League was a mega failure for Rocksteady and Warner Brothers games. It lost them over $200 million. Everyone was pointing and laughing at this Sweet Baby Inc. game, and now we're finding out that the $100 Deluxe Edition is on sale for just $5. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, there has been a whirlwind surrounding Kill the Justice League, but now this Sweet Baby Bomb is hitting a big new low because the massive bomb Kill the Justice League, which brought the antics of narrative design firm Sweet Baby Inc. into the light, has hit a new low both in terms of failure and pricing. The only thing I will say is that people really started to pay attention to Sweet Baby Inc. when Alan Wake 2 released a couple of months before, but Kill the Justice League is the reason why Cabrutus created the Sweet Baby Inc. detected slash DEI detected curator list. It is a big reason why a lot of gamers started paying attention to the culture war and ultimately what started Gamergate 2. That lies solely on the shoulders of KTJL, but it says the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League Digital Deluxe Edition, originally priced at $100, is currently on sale on the Epic Game Store for just $5. Now, this is infuriating for multiple reasons. I live streamed a full playthrough of this game. I hated it. I was so disappointed because the Arkhamverse is one of my favorite quadrilogies of all time, and I wanted them to do justice by these characters and that universe, and of course that's not what happened in this game. But when you are somebody who is paying a lot of money, in this case $100 for a product, you don't expect it to decline so much in value in only really less than a year. I mean, it came out in February. It is now November. That's 9 months since the release. And I understand that video games go down in price pretty quickly, but we are talking about a live service title, meaning they are still updating it. They haven't even released all of the seasons for this yet. So while, yeah, I would expect the $100 edition to maybe go 50% off and go down to $50, it not being a completed game and you are dropping it to just a few bucks is such a slap in the face to the few people who are still playing this game. I know most gamers have dropped this title, they've forgotten about it, and they're not returning for the extra content that they've been releasing. But you still need to show a shred of respect for the people who shelled out this much money. And obviously, $70 is already a lot. Going for the $100 edition and getting that extra content whenever it releases is a move that I personally would not have chosen. But now it's only $5 and it's a slap in the face to the few people that actually spent this amount of money. So, of course, set in the beloved Rocksteady Arkhamverse, KTJL is one of the most epic video game fails in history. It lost Warner Brothers an estimated $200 million and caused mass layoffs at Rocksteady, and it was also heavily influenced by Kim Blair's Sweet Baby Inc., so much so that the controversial narrative consulting firm had its own marked section of the game's end credit sequence, which is hilarious because they really want to fly under the radar, but gamers are not allowing them to anymore. Gamers are calling out SBI and all of these narrative consultation firms, and what they have done to a lot of video games is extremely sad. I loved Alan Wake 1. I wanted the sequel to be a smashing success, and it just wasn't. It still has not made back its money. We are still pointing and laughing at the decisions made with that title. Same with KTJL. Same with so many other games. We've also seen a lot of layoffs, like with Reflector Entertainment. Bandai Namco went out of their way to buy Reflector for Unknown Nine Awakening, and it was an epic failure, and part of that is because of Sweet Baby Inc. Look at the Capes game. I understand that that was more of a AA title, but it's got no players in game. These titles are dropping so quickly in price, and well, I guess if you really want to see how they messed up the Arkhamverse, now's the time to buy it because it's only $5. Meaning the base version of the game should virtually be free, may I add. But there's been, a lot of problems surrounding Rocksteady because of this game. If they had just listened to gamers and they hadn't given us, Zoe Lawtons, who are, funny enough, described as an ethical thief and a communist, maybe they would have made money. If they didn't have Harley point and laugh and berate her old costumes and say, oh my god, I'm over sexualized in those games, people wouldn't have been so upset. If they didn't give us a gender swapped lesbian Mrs. Freeze, people would have maybe returned. But they're not doing that. Obviously, we've seen, this abysmal failure lead to significant problems for Rocksteady. We know that they went through mass layoffs. I had actually reported about a month before this happened that this was going to happen. And I've also released a few other rumors surrounding this game. Of course, take them all with a grain of salt, right? But my insiders are claiming that they are working on a remake of Arkham Asylum. That is their big plan going forward because they, of course, know nostalgia sells. They know people will return for a Arkham game with, today's graphics. And while I know a lot of people are extremely sad that Kevin Conroy has passed away and he will not be able to reprise his role, the voice cast that they used in Origins was fabulous, and I do think that this remake could work, but we know that they're basically just cash grabs for a lot of these companies. And they're desperate to figure out a way to make money. We know that it's all but confirmed at this point that they are adding Deathstroke in the next season, and then the final season will be the real Batman, who, of course, we originally wanted to see within this game. But we're just talking about them grasping at money, right? They don't see a lot of it coming in. They've wasted a lot on this game. They're trying to figure out a path forward, a way to actually find success again. And if they didn't disrespect these characters and universe we loved, maybe they could have actually made money with KTJL if they established at the end that most of the Justice League they were fighting were not the real versions and the real Batman actually showed up. We didn't have an alternate universe Batman in this game. And then this Batman helped save the day. The Batman we loved saved the day, and then maybe he died in that battle. That could have actually been a half decent story. Obviously, I still wouldn't have wanted to see him die, but I get that they wanted to try to give this character an end, but they did it in the most disrespectful way possible. So there's a lot of rumor swirling around KTJL, but this is most certainly, at this point in time, Sweet Baby Inc.'s largest failure to date. And now we're finding out that the $100 Deluxe Edition is on sale for just $5, which is such a slap in the face to the few fans who decided to put this much money on the line for this pile of trash. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.